Hello, everyone. My name is Paul, and it is finally time to watch another death battle. It's been a really wild wait for this since Kratos versus Asura came out, but we are coming back with one of my favorite matchups, Ghost Rider versus Spawn. I've been waiting such a long time for this one. I'm extremely excited to get into it. The wait time for this has been fantastic. I'm so excited. The trailer for the next time was so good to see. I am just so ready to get into this. I am busy with some other stuff today, like I said the other day about VidCon, but I just felt it wasn't worth it unless I truly got a reaction out. So this one means so much to me. So with all that being said, I'm going to get straight into it. I am so excited to do this. Let's begin this, y'all. Go. Boy. Okay, what you guys got for us? Starting with the Oculus.
Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
The Spirit of Vengeance versus the Dark Angel of Armageddon.
He's with
that
my
looks so
boomstick.
good.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Death battle. Oh, this is so good. All right, what you
Johnny
got for
Blaze
us?
has always been a man possessed, chasing the thrill of certain doom by performing death-defying stunts, following the example of his adoptive father, Crash Simpson.
Until the day Crash lived up to his name and got cancer, heartbroken, and without enough Wampa fruit to save him, Johnny turned to the only thing that could: chemotherapy.
devil.
Oh!
To cure Crash's cancer, Johnny sold his soul to Mephisto, king of the 8th layer of hell.
For Crash to actually live up to his name right after.
But instead of
Whoops.
scooping up Johnny's soul, Mephisto had something else in mind. He bound Johnny to an instrument of divine wrath, Zarathos, the Spirit of Vengeance.
So Johnny Blaze lived up to his name and burst into hellfire. An undead skeleton biker with a sick-ass hog. The 5th scariest Nick Cage performance. The stuntman from hell. He called himself the Daredevil.
Sorry,
Oh,
Johnny, that
yeah.
name's taken.
Okay, then how about the Ghost Rider?
Sure,
It's a
we
ghost.
definitely didn't forget that we named a character the same thing only 5 years earlier. All you.
I
The
appreciate
Ghost
that.
Rider was bad news for Earth's sinners and scumbags. He's strong enough to pull down
Former
skyscrapers,
King
blow
of
up
Hell.
mountains, and cause earthquakes that can be felt across whole countries.
Don't even think about fighting back. He can remake his whole body from the hellfire that engulfs him, making him immune to all physical damage. Only holy weapons that target his soul can harm him.
It's not just his body. His whole arsenal is hellfire. Ghosty can create anything he can think of, from an infinite stream of chains, a shotgun packed with fiery rounds,
Hell
or
yeah.
a flaming missile barbed right out of his mouth. Life goals.
And he can imbue other objects with hellfire, such as
Alright.
his Hell Cycle.
Oh, this badass bike can outpace Thor's hammer Mjolnir, which can cross the universe in seconds.
Hellfire is a
Right.
weapon in and of itself, whether shot out of his hands, raining down from the sky, or released
Ugh.
from his...
His boner, Wiz. Get it? And it
I
doesn't just
understand.
scorch flesh. Hellfire is so deadly, it can burn away your very soul.
This technique would be
Right.
mastered by Johnny's
See that coming.
successor, his own brother, Danny Ketch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny's not the only Ghost Rider, and Danny was the first to master their most famous move. You know, the one that burns your soul to smithereens with just a look? The Penance Stare.
The penance
Hell
stare
yeah.
inflicts upon its victims every ounce of pain they ever wreaked upon others. Every cruelty, no matter how small or righteous, is reflected back. A biblical punishment.
Obliterating your soul. It even works on other Ghost Riders, like when Johnny and Danny got into a staring contest and Danny actually depowered Johnny.
Eyes are windows to the soul, so the Ghost Rider must be able to match his victim's gaze for the penance stare to work. Some people have survived it, like the Punisher supposedly because he didn't regret his actions, but it did work on him on other occasions.
Well, Johnny can adjust how deadly it is, and it doesn't necessarily have to kill you. He can use the stare to read minds, force you to confess info, or just show you the error of your ways.
Remember, the Ghost Rider is two souls in one
I
body,
appreciate the
with the
brother.
kinder Johnny battling the demon Zarathos in a war of control.
Classic Faustian bargain. All the power in the world, but if you want it, it uses you. Because if Johnny gives in, the demon's full might will take over, and then everything is screwed.
Zarathos' strength is boundless. He can open up portals between dimensions, control the elements, pen and stare an entire city, and fly all the way to Asgard, which is a literal infinite distance away.
He's manhandled some of Marvel's heaviest hitters, like Thor, World War Hulk, and Doctor Strange. Hell, Strange said Zarathos is a threat to all realms, mortal and immortal.
Hyperbole? Think again. The Archangel Zadkiel said that the power of the Ghost Rider could threaten all of existence, and even bring down heaven itself.
Right before an army of Ghost Riders did just that. Yeah, an army. The spirits of vengeance are legion.
As far back as the Great
They're
Flood,
not going
humans have been
They're
bonded
not
to the
going
vestiges of God's power to act as his divine wrath on Earth. A sort of heavenly Black Ops.
Okay, wait, does that make
Heavenly
Zarathos
Black
an angel now? Or is he still a demon?
Both? Neither? Despite being one of the greatest entities in existence, it's unclear. What we do know is that ages ago, Zarathos feasted on souls and battled Mephisto for rulership of his realm. Mephisto, ever the trickster, claimed victory and gained control of Zarathos forevermore. Hence how he could bond him to Johnny.
But Zarathos got his revenge against that big red bitch with another Ghost Rider, Alejandra Jones. Bet you wish you had one more day to fix that hole in your chest, huh?
Comic book fan punching bag though he may be, Mephisto is unbelievably powerful. A battle with him could cause
nice.
omniversal Armageddon, fitting as his fight with Galactus rents the cosmos asunder.
And Galactus' fights can destroy all of Marvel's infinite multiverse. That's the kind of awesome power at Zarathos' disposal. Total cosmic annihilation.
So it was no surprise when Johnny went down to the underworld and took Hell's throne for himself, usurping the devil that ruined his life and finally grabbing destiny by the handlebars.
Scoring the total power of hell itself, plus a sick-ass upgrade, the Damnation Stare, which skips the whole every pain you've ever inflicted thing and just sends you straight to hell. No shot.
As they say though, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Johnny began an obsessive crusade to capture all of Hell's escaped demons. But by using his new power to damn them to hell, he began absorbing their evil, feeding off of it, and it corrupted him. Once again, Johnny Blaze was a man possessed.
In truth, Johnny was just as trapped by Hell's power as he'd always been, and he needed Danny's help to pull him out of the darkness.
Though he gave up Hell's throne, the Ghost Rider continues his war against demons without and within, mentoring his fellow Ghost Riders in the ways of vengeance, always prowling the highways for the evil and the profane.
An unstoppable engine of judgment that, with just a glance, could make Galactus himself shit his pants.
Maybe one day he'll find salvation in the eyes of one of his victims.
'Cause they sure as hell won't find any in his. This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
Excellent stuff.
With Robinhood
That
Gold, you can
was
now enjoy the
really good.
VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match
Okay,
on
wow.
retirement contributions.
The privileges of the very privileged
I
are no longer
think
exclusive.
Ghost Rider
With
might be
Robin
taking
Hood
it
Gold,
there,
your
but
annual IRA
it's good, but
contributions are boosted by 3%.
Spawn
Plus, you also
might
get
have
4% APY on your
but
cash
that
and non-retirement
really didn't
accounts.
give a lot of
That's over
reasons.
8 times the national savings
And
average.
Marvel's
The perks of the
cosmology
high net
there
worth are now available for
kinda
any
screams
network.
the
The
end.
new gold standard is
It'll
here with
depend on
Robin
what's
Hood
on,
Gold.
so.
To receive your
I
3%
don't
boost
know.
on annual
I
IRA
don't think this is a
contributions,
joke. I
sign
think
up
that-
at
I think that's scaling if we try, but-
robinhood.com/gold.
Investing involves risk. Rate subject to change.
Technically,
3% match
there are no
requires Robinhood Gold at
calculations.
$5 a month for 1 year.
And I know
for the first
part of it
match
is
and must
just
keep funds in
infinite,
IRA for
but
5 years. Go to
I don't know.
robinhood.com/boost.
We'll see what
Over
Spawn
8 times the
gets,
national average
but
savings account interest
I
rate
think
claims
Ghost
based on
Rider
data
might
from the
actually take
FDIC
this
as
now.
of November
It'll
18,
depend on how
2024.
he goes.
Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC.
I don't know.
Gold
Damnation
membership is
Stare.
offered
I
by
did not
Robinhood
know
Gold
that existed.
LLC.
That's really interesting. All right, let's do it.
If Al Simmons was one thing, he was a killer.
A lieutenant
Yep.
colonel in the U.S. Army and the CIA's most decorated assassin, Simmons upheld democracy around the globe at the barrel of a gun, painting the third world in red, white, and blue, but mostly red.
Until his final fateful mission when, per his boss's orders, Al was fired.
The burning was only getting started because Al's immortal soul was on a one-way trip to hell.
Where he cut a deal with Malvosia, the big, naked lord of the 8th Circle of Hell.
By their pact, Simmons would be reborn a Hellspawn, a superpowered commander of Hell's armies, in exchange for seeing his wife one more time.
Oh, buddy, you're just asking to get monkey's pawed.
Al Simmons returned from the dead as a decaying zombie 5 years later, after his wife had already remarried and had a daughter.
There, you saw her. Now get back to work, bitch.
Thus was born the undead warrior from hell itself, Spawn.
Awesome.
He's so 90s that he comes all the way back around to being the coolest thing ever. Look upon his edge,
was the
wizard,
new parasite.
and despair.
Spawn would violently defend New York's downtrodden, while slowly uncovering the full breadth of his demonic powers.
He's like
Also
a walking
former
superpower encyclopedia. He can fly, teleport, turn invisible and intangible, move things with his mind, make force fields, control the elements and the weather, and even stop time. Speaking of time, he can fly so fast, he literally breaks into other dimensions and smashes time as a concept.
He can manipulate matter,
That might make it
shape-shifting his
faster.
own body or transmuting other objects and people. He can even control and absorb your soul.
Wait, Wiz, if he can rearrange molecules and crap, why doesn't he just fix his uggo face?
Well, he tried to do that, but Malbolgia cursed him so that he could only make himself... yeah.
Oh, it's petty trolling like that that gets you a throne in hell.
To be fair, Spawn can achieve a similar result with illusions and mental manipulation. He can read and control minds, implant and replace memories, or simply drive you mad.
Spawn can do all of this crazy shit because he runs on necroplasm. Basically, hell juice.
You're not wrong. Necroplasm is the energy that makes up hell itself. Al's undead body is composed of 400 pounds of it.
He can wield it like an energy blaster empowered by the sins of others. Spawn can absorb your evil and feed off of it. By simply walking on Earth, Spawn feels all of humanity's pain all at once.
He's even absorbed the sins of 8 million New Yorkers instantly, cleansing them of their evil.
Like Jesus?
Or he can do the reverse and make you experience the full weight of your own sins, feeling every bit of pain you've ever
God,
inflicted
the
on
editing is
others over your
fantastic.
whole life.
Like some sort of penance.
Though Spawn's necroplasm comes with a catch.
Yeah, he's got a limited amount of the stuff, and it drains every time he uses his powers. If he runs out, he's dragged back to hell.
Even depowered, Spawn can rely on his elite military training in hand-to-hand combat. He's even fought Batman to a standstill.
And as befits his past profession, he loves his big-ass 90s guns.
Though his greatest weapon is the sentient being he's genetically and spiritually bonded to, his cloak. Letha of the 7th House of K.
You ever wonder why his cape's
Oh,
red?
the cape.
Nope, well, now you are, and it's red because it's made from the apple Eve ate in the Garden of Eden. It's literally made of original sin. Oh, and also the souls of a million sinners, including every one of Hell's victims. Also a touch of vampire for good measure.
K7 Letha is constantly evolving. It can act independently to defend Spawn with an infinite stream of chains, transform into weapons, or drain people of their power. It is the most potent weapon Hell has ever created.
It even helps
Don't
Spawn beat
think
the
that'll-
primordial dark
That's
god
right.
Urizen, who can destroy and eat your soul with just a glare.
Except the souls bonded to Spawn acted as a buffer, allowing him to survive.
You'd think with an arsenal like that, he'd be unstoppable. But Hellspawns have a weakness to holy weapons and can be killed permanently if decapitated by one.
Though Spawn has managed to survive this in the past. No, Spawn's greatest weakness is his own... how do I put this? Stupidity.
So Spawn fought this angel lady, Angela. Great name for an angel. She had this dimensional lance that could wipe Hellspawn out of existence, and Spawn got it. But instead of, being cautious around a mysterious angel weapon that hurts him, he just had to push the big shiny button and activate it on himself.
And so, Spawn was forever destroyed. Until he reconfigured reality to undo his own inexistence.
There we are, good as new. That has to be the first time we've seen someone
Reflected the
accidentally
power
kill
back
themselves
on the spirit
and
side.
survive.
On his quest as
Okay.
Hell's greatest warrior, Spawn
Black
has
boxes
defeated
are
a
really
serial
small
killer
in
ice
this
cream
one,
man,
that concerns
a
me.
demonic clown, and even his old boss remade by Heaven into an anti-Spawn. He's even encountered other Hellspawn.
Killing bad
Wait, his
guys
boss was
might
one
seem
of them?
counterintuitive
That was
if you
someone
work
else.
for a Hell Lord, but it actually just adds more souls to Balbogia's army. An army Spawn would have to lead in a war with Heaven that'd kill all of humanity.
Because the reason Malbolgia chose Al to be his commander wasn't that he was some great warrior. It was because Al had proven that he was the best at taking orders.
All his life and all his death, Hell was nothing more than a hired gun.
But he knew it, and he would do so no more.
So Spawn marched down to hell and ripped Bulbosia's fucking head off with a scream so loud it echoed through all of reality. Spawn became the king of the 8th circle of hell.
As king, Spawn is literally a part of hell itself, gaining access to an unlimited pool of energy that increases 100-fold with every heartbeat. He's effectively omnipotent in there, and strong enough to challenge other hell lords like Mammon and Satan.
He got so strong, the only thing left was to finally resolve the war between heaven and hell.
But Spawn needed help from the being who created this god and Satan to begin with, the mother of existence, Gaia.
She wasn't cool with her kids being total assholes, so she appointed Spawn to be the universe's savior.
By eating the fruit from the tree of life, Spawn became truly divine, capable of battling God and Satan in a stalemate for eternity that extinguished all life on Earth.
And each of them are powerful enough to create and control infinitely sized universes.
Spawn broke the stalemate by letting God and Satan destroy him, only for Gaia to separate the two from the reality they threatened.
Then, just like that time with the Lance, Spawn respawned and recreated the Earth. Poof, good as new.
Finally freed of the weight of heaven and hell, Al asked to be reborn as a human. But he knew in his heart he deserved to carry on his undead penance in perpetuity.
He's a creature of the 90s, Wiz. He won't be happy unless he can instantly brood over the injustice of his own existence.
Though if you threaten the alley he calls home, beware, because Spawn will turn whatever's left of your life into a living hell.
This battle is sponsored by DraftKings Casino.
okay, good
If the
lord.
slots are spinning, you could be winning. Head over to DraftKings Casino and play the classics you know and love. Or try something new with DraftKings exclusive games.
Yikes,
Plus,
I'm
new
really
players
not
that give DraftKings Casino a spin can get 200 casino
That
spins
really
on
did
a
not
featured
show I
game.
wouldn't
Just sign up with
This
code
is
BATTLE
they
and wager a
arguably
minimum of
have
$5
but
to receive 200 casino spins on a featured game.
Only on
feel like
DraftKings
Ghost Rider
Casino.
might
The
take
crown is yours.
But the
Gambling
problem
problem?
is
Call 1-800
you're now
GAMBLER.
literally
In
trying to
Connecticut,
find
help is available for
infinity
problem
and
gambler.
infinity.
Call 888-789-7777
And
or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Michigan, New Jersey,
really
Pennsylvania,
looking
West
forward to
Virginia
how this all
only.
goes, but
Void
I'm
in
really
Connecticut and
concerned how
Ontario.
this conclusion
Eligibility
goes right
restrictions
now.
apply.
'Cause
New
this
customers
is
only. Non-withdrawable casino spins valid for featured game
extremely
only and
confusing
expire
at
in
this point.
168 hours. See
But what I
terms
will
at
say
casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends March
I
16th,
don't think
2025
Spawn
at
can really do
11:59
enough
p.m.
permanent
Eastern
damage to
Time.
Ghost Rider. So yeah,
All
still
right,
betting
the
Ghost
combatants
Rider.
are set, and we've run the data
I
through
really
all
hope this all
possibilities.
goes great.
It's time for one hell of a death battle!
Hell yeah. Alright, what do you guys got?
Nights like these drive men insane. Brimstone in the air. Something's coming. If it wants a piece of me, there'll be hell to pay.
Go back to the pit you squirmed from, Hellspawn.
Make me
If you care, it's nothing personal. Vengeance calls.
sloppy. You fight like a bum.
You've earned your damnation.
Oh wow.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker.
Let's go.
Be damned. Yes, you will.
Yes. Keep it up. Keep it up.
God forbid.
Ow. Oh wow, he's so way smaller. Wow. That shot was so good.
Simmons, your sins are innumerable. I am here to wreak vengeance upon your soul. I eat sin for breakfast. Have a taste of your own goddamn medicine.
Come on, dude.
He lied. Here's the Prince of Lies. Wait, I'm an innocent.
Oh, this is so cool.
It's like you said, nothing personal, asshole.
Really?
Damn!
Literally. This was a nail-biter of a battle that pitted Ghost Rider's immeasurable power against Spawn's skill and versatility. Let's break this down into 4
Interesting.
categories.
First up, power. Divine Spawn could match God and Satan, who could create universes. Similar in scale to Ghost Rider's bouts with a lot of the powerhouses in Marvel.
But Zarathos was different. Remember, his power can match that of Mephisto and Galactus, who can threaten all of Marvel's infinite cosmic reality, far greater than any cosmos Spawn has ever affected. Even though Spawn's battled and defeated Satan in more recent comics, implying he's retained a level of power similar to his divine form, he couldn't match Zarathos in power alone.
Ghost
Right, I
Rider
didn't
may
think
take
so.
power, but remember, Johnny actively resists Zarathos' influence, so Spawn may have had time in the fight to learn and adapt to Ghost Rider before he went full Blue Fury.
And Spawn definitely had the edge in skill. He spent
Yeah, I would agree
decades in
there.
military combat and is a master martial artist, whereas Johnny more so relies on his invincibility.
The ultimate dream power for a stuntman. Even with his crazy
Separating his
powers,
spirit
Ghost Rider
vengeance
was
is
a lot
fatal
more
to
direct than Spawn, pretty
fatal.
much entirely focused
Okay.
on attacking the soul.
Which
Fair
doesn't
enough.
bode well for his versatility. Spawn can stop time, manipulate matter, turn intangible, control minds, warp reality. The Ghost Rider had a much more limited arsenal by comparison. Spawn had a huge advantage in this category.
Though with his invincibility, way greater power, and the ability to scorch your soul to nothing, Ghost Rider could score the win through brute force, right?
Not exactly. The last piece of the puzzle is their resistances. Basically, who was harder to kill. Spawn's constant mainlining of humanity's collective sin and pain meant he could survive attacks on his soul, including the penance stare, just like he resisted a very similar attack from Urizen.
Best of all, remember the time he rewrote reality to undo his own inexistence?
There was nothing the Ghost Rider could do to overpower that. And that time with the lance wasn't planned, it was purely instinctual. He could replicate it any time he wanted, like in his fight with God and Satan.
So how do you
Okay.
put Spawn down for good? Well, you can't.
Hell.
At least Johnny and Zarathos could.
Unlike how Ghost Rider's soul has been vulnerable to attack before, like when Danny used the penance stare to depower Johnny.
This sort of thing actually happens a lot, even in recent comics. The whole reason Johnny and Zarathos are bonded in the first place is because Zarathos'
Okay.
soul was manipulated by Mephisto.
And not only does Spawn have plenty of experience manipulating souls, he can replicate the effect of the penance stare itself.
And just think about that. A penance stare on Zarathos would mean he's feeling the pain from every penance stare that he's ever done. A penance squared.
The damnation stare, on the other hand, actively helped Spawn, sending him to hell where he gets a literal infinite power boost.
Nice
And it
reference.
wasn't just Spawn's soul
Yeah, I did
powers
think
that
that
had
was
spelled trouble. He had other ways to bypass Ghost Rider's immortality too,
Rethinking
like
control,
transmutation, rewriting reality, or just straight up stealing his powers, which has worked on multiple Ghost Riders in the past.
Giving Spawn the final
Okay.
edge. Zarathos was almost unbeatable, a massive power advantage, soul destruction,
Multiple ways to bypass
immortality,
that.
but
Very
Spawn
fair.
could counter
Okay.
everything thrown at him, and was too unkillable for Zarathos' strength advantage to matter in the long run against his crazier abilities.
That was one hell of a fight, and at least Johnny went out in a blaze of glory.
The winner is Spawn.
Next time on Death Battle.
Wait. Wait, what? Oh, it's time. Oh, it's time. Oh, it's actually time.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Let's go. Oh, it's actually time. I was not expecting that to be next. Okay, fantastic. Like, not just fantastic outside of Bowser versus Eggman. That's my favorite Death Battle episode since Scooby-Doo versus Courage. My favorite episode of the entire show. That was so well done. I really didn't expect Spawn to take the win based on their information, but they did support it really well, and I really didn't consider it as much. The spirit of vengeance itself is too manipulable at all times. So Spawn just had too many options to remove it or get rid of it from Johnny entirely, killing him. That was so damn cool. I'm really impressed with that. The voice acting sounded great, especially Spawn's voice. That sounded almost pitch perfect to Keith David. I loved that so much. Okay, yeah, no, that's getting a straight 10 out of 10 for me, but that was so damn good. I'm so excited to see what other people think. I am really impressed with that. Well done all around. I really can't say how much I love this. That was so special to me. Ghost Rider vs. Lobo is one of my favorite episodes, and that truly gave both characters true justice for a run back. Well done, Death Battle team. All of you did an excellent job. As for that next time, over winter, I finally got into My Hero Academia in preparation for Shigaraki versus Mahito, and I've honestly been very excited for it in the days coming. I am really excited to see what comes next. I think that's going to be a really great episode. With all that being said, what did you all think? Do you think it lived up to the hype? Do you think it crashed and burned? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching. That was fan-freaking-tastic. Hell frickin' yeah. Hell yeah.